key important thing here. Welcome everyone to the DAICON podcast dedicated to all things gaming and anime culture, industry, and more. Here, I'm your host, the Geeky Panda, your tactical degenerate weeb, and here is my co-host, Time Force Anubis. Well, I'll allow him to introduce himself. Here.
Gentlemen.
You always say gentlemen. It's there's no other words and all that dandy stuff. So welcome everyone to the podcast here. We're going to be discussing a couple of topics, including our main topic tonight, how we consumed anime in the 1990s and 2000s, which is going to be really, really interesting. But first off, Anubis, how you been?
Pretty good.
Dude, I'm still feeling the food coma from the Jamaican food.
Listen, I had a full day yesterday.
Listen, I am still stuffed. Like, for those who don't know, myself, Time Forcer Noobs, and his homegirl went out to eat at a Jamaican restaurant, and the food was fantastic. Like, you guys had like what, the jerk's shrimp, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I had the salmon. No, the shrimp curry. Fucking amazing stuff. So other than that, I can't even speak English. You know what I bought, Anubis? You know what I have here? Balls.
What?
I don't know why these things are ribbed. I don't know. I'm afraid
you know why it's ribbed.
I'm afraid to ask why. I'm afraid.
You know why.
No, listen. I'm afraid.
You don't have to ask.
I don't. I am asking. And also, we're excited because you know why? Because convention-wise, I was sad I won't be attending Kineticon. A few things came up, but I will be going to Retro World Expo, and homeboy over here, Time Force Anubis, and myself, we're going to actually have some booths there. So my booth is going to be basically promoting my content and brand there. What about your booth?
It's going to be promoting my music.
Sweet.
Utami Hasegawa, utamirecords.com.
And I'm also going to be doing some giveaway there for an anime figure. And I'm going to be streaming from the Convention Center live as well. Armor Core is going to be on the table, but I'll also be streaming some retro games. Now, why is it called balls? I don't know. I don't know.
Marketing, that's why it's called balls.
Exactly. So with that, there are other conventions that we're planning going to. Like, again, we're excited for a trip for Japan 2024. Like, we're hyping up for that slowly. But next year, we're going to be, if the stars align, we're going to be making our return to Anime Boston. Which, Anubis, are we going to go all out?
Yes.
We got to wear suits. We need to arrive at a convention center in suits
and briefcases.
Exactly. And then I have to like
shades.
I have to put like a yellow light in my in the briefcase to make it look like when it opens up that scene from fucking Pulp Fiction. Yeah, exactly. Like what's the briefcase? It's beautiful. I know. So I have to get fitted for a suit anyways. I've been like meaning to get fitted for a suit, but for those of you wondering how the podcast works, we have our intro segment, which we're doing here right now, but we're going to be splitting it up into other parts, including news and segments, the show's main topic, the board, which we put anime, including movies, OVAs, and all that stuff, on a board-type rating list, and then we're going to be answering questions at the end. But let's go on with our news segment here. First one, the Steam Summer Sale is in full swing. Now, for those who don't normally play on PC, the Steam Summer Sale is a big thing because a lot of majority of Steam's library is on sale. Now, it could be on sale for like as little as 10% off, but usually you get like 25, 40, 75%, even 90% off. So, Anubis, have you bought any games?
I did, actually.
Oh, shit.
I bought... I'll probably be buying more, but
the
two that I really purchased right off the bat were Wings of Blue Star.
Okay.
And that's like 70% off. It's like $3. So that's a shmup, which I'm bad at, but I never stop playing them.
You never stop. Yeah.
The other one is Wall World, which is kind of like a roguelite sort of tower defense. The whole conceit is you're in this world that's basically this giant vertical wall, and you're climbing up and down it on this robotic platform, and you'll go into the wall to mine resources to upgrade your robo spider,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have to defend it against monsters periodically.
All right, sweet.
It's one of those games where like you're like the whole point is to keep going until you lose, but then
Yeah.
you get a little bit, you do a little bit better each time.
It's like you don't win, you just get a little better every time.
Yeah, like you're gonna keep going. The monsters will kill you, so you'll go back to base and use all the money you got to upgrade your robo spider, and then you do a little bit better, and then you finally last long enough to reach the boss, and then that kills you, and then you go back and upgrade, and then you're finally able to kill the boss, and then you keep going from there.
Gotcha. For myself, I bought 3 games right now, but I'll probably buy more before the Steam Summer Sale ends. The games is Catherine Classic. This isn't the updated Catherine game. It's just like the original Catherine game when it came out, but it got ported to the PC. $5. Steal, basically. I also picked up War of Rights, so some Civil War shenanigans there for 15. And I've been meaning to pick this game up because it's an oldie but a goodie. A Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been meaning to pick that up, and I'm like, shit, I need to get this and stuff like that. So this is why I also put down on the on my wish list too. Like I make sure to save stuff because you guys only have until July 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then the sale ends. But there's a lot of stuff out there. Like I'm looking through my wish list right now. Like a Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy, $9.89. I'll probably pick that up. We also got fucking what do we got here? Akiba's Trips Undead and Undress, 50% off, $9.99.
That's a good game.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get that. I'm like, why don't I have this? So what other games out there? Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which includes all 3 games, $15 basically. Which again, it's the Mass Effect trilogy. So if you haven't played it, it's actually a pretty good way to get in. Even the Final Fantasy VII remake
and the Mass Effect trilogy, the one you just mentioned, it includes like all the DLC.
All the deals, everything. So this is literally the best way to get in, basically. And then you got some other stuff too that I also added in there. Like, I've been thinking about getting Oregon Trail. Yeah, $14.99. This is the updated version of it, and I'm like, let's see if I die trying to cross a river or dysentery. Whichever works, I don't know at this point. But yeah, the Steam Summer Sale is a really good time to pick up some games that you guys want out there.
I'm actually poised to pick up 2 like right now as we speak. One of them is not on sale, but I figure I'm gonna get it anyway.
What's that?
I haven't bought my my DCS purchase for this session of the summer sale yet.
Oh, okay. Right on.
So I'm thinking of getting. I might get Super Carrier. I might try and find another
Nice.
fighter to get.
I actually been thinking about picking up one game, Octopath Traveler 2, which has been widely agreed that it is a damn good 2D JRPG game.
So I've had the demo of that recommended to me, and I have it downloaded, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, everyone who's been telling me who are JRPG fans, which I love JRPG games, get it, Panda. You will not regret it. They made the sequel better than the first one. I'm like, oh shit, okay, yeah. I'm always intrigued, even though I'm playing Final Fantasy 16 right now. You know, Legend of Zelda. It's like I need another fucking RPG. I need another RPG to add to the list here. But moving on, though, the next topic is this is an interesting article here. An anime game fans is bringing down one of South Korea's game rating agency. And yeah, it's actually, I'm reading this article here from PC Gamer. It's actually kind of wild. And it's all because the fans were pissed because they increased the rating of the game and everyone was losing their shit. And then they basically put the agency under the fucking microscope, and even the government's like, wait, what the fuck is going on over there?
Yeah, they basically caused an inquiry into the rating agency.
Yeah. So I'm going to read a little bit about here. South Korea's Game Rating and Administration Committee graced our news pages a lot, bizarre amounts, and actually it's because it might be the leakiest organization, which, yeah, they've leaked a couple of stuff out. But now they made it for different news. Reports of the agency is being taken to task over a corruption scandal that's apparently seen hundreds of millions of won in taxpayer money go missing. And it's happening because the agency made a mistake of angering a legion of anime game fans. What the I mean, it's all because they rated a game and the fans got pissed off with the rating.
Yep.
But
yeah, and then it turns out that they were just completely squandering taxpayer, like legitimately embezzling taxpayer money.
One stupid thing is bringing down a whole game rating agency, and it's like, what the heck? Don't piss off the anime community.
Yeah, because you might don't piss off the anime community and be also doing shady shit on the side.
Exactly, because stuff is gonna happen. It's funny because it's like raising the game maintains 15 would come out in the future. It didn't modify games fans though. Yeah, there was a petition that was spearheaded by the Korean Democratic Party lawmaker. The side pros, I was like, what the fuck? I mean, yeah, this agency's fucked.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a massive fucking shakedown, basically. So they're getting audited and all that dandy stuff.
Good.
The ministry doesn't seem to think it's just an honest mistake either. It's announced that its attention is to overall the entire agency, replacing its various department heads and filing criminal charges, including against at least one individual in charge as part of their scandal. The ministry also hopes to recover the missing cash as damages. At least 3 department heads have already resigned in disgrace over the whole affair. Like, holy fucking shit.
Yep.
Now, it's absolutely fucking nuts how one incident just kind of opened up the the books and stuff like that. Be like, wait a minute, again, something doesn't fucking add up here. So, with that, why are you reading the charges? And Attila, dude, thank you so much for the sub here with 47 months. With that, we're moving on to our next article. Anubis, I'm going to let you take the lead on the charge of this. The de novo plans.
De novo plans to offer independent benchmarks in an attempt to prove its DRM doesn't cause performance problems. Which, quite frankly, I think is really the least of de novo's problems. But they're going to try and prove why they deserve to exist.
The fact that they're trying to do this, and it's like you're just bringing more unwanted attention to yourself. Because what happened, like, that meme with the Obama giving the medal, but it's like the Obama again. It's like you're giving a medal to the same person and stuff like that. It's like, that's what I feel like it honestly is. It's like, oh, we're going to get an independent contractor to show that our DRM doesn't affect performance, even though there has been time and time again, people have been noticing, like, wait a minute, why does this game run shitty with this thing in?
Yeah, that's also the issue. Quite frankly, my issue is that it's intrusive DRM. So yeah. I have a thing against it by that, like, on that basis, but it's also causing performance issues. So basically, if you're a game developer or a game publisher and you decide to include this software in your game, you're hamstringing your game deliberately because you want to include a DRM package, which is going to get circumvented anyway.
Yeah, there's been dedicated groups out there to make cracks of the game that plays the game without the fucking DRM. Like, they defeated it, basically.
And particularly de novo, because it's so egregious.
Yeah. And there's been instances where they're like, okay, we're going to drop Denuvo from the game. Like, okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Patch it out.
good.
That should have been, you know, that, there are multiple different ways of DRMs that have been like, they've been trying to do, like some of them, like some games like, oh, you always have to be online. Like, why?
Even for offline games that are completely single player.
Exactly. Like, why can't I just play this game offline? Like, Diablo 2, I was able to play offline. Diablo 4, I can't play offline. But the Denuvo thing is, like, when are they planning to do this? Didn't they say, like, they're in the next few months they're going to do this?
Yeah, they said. Let me find it. I don't know if they say, but they are planning to launch an independent. But basically, what they're going to be able to say is, we've investigated ourselves and found no evidence of wrongdoing.
Exactly. Also, I'm looking at the article here that there was an incident when the Denuvo domain went down for a weekend, leaving games like Guardians of the Galaxy and Persona 4 Golden unavailable to launch. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because you own the game, but you're not necessarily able to do what you want with the software that you purchased with your money, because it has to phone home to Denuvo servers, and you can't guarantee whether Denuvo servers are going to be up or down or having any sorts of performance problems. So while you can guarantee that you paid for the game and it's in your library and you have the files on your PC, you might not, you can't guarantee what's going on with Denuvo servers or the connection between your machine and Denuvo servers. It creates like a third party involvement that quite honestly doesn't need to be there, especially if you have proper ownership of the files on your computer. What it really does is, if you're a perfectly above board, law-abiding PC game consumer and you purchase your games legitimately, it puts you at a disadvantage, because now if there's anything going on with Denuvo servers or any number of other things that could possibly, you're not able to play your game, whereas someone who pirated the game and has circumvented the entire Denuvo protection can play their game perfectly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's literally the opposite of what it's designed to do.
I'm betting you I'm betting that they're going to, like you said, they're gonna be like, there's no problems with it, guys. The independent thing, it's either no problems.
Yeah, why would they say that there's problems? Why would they ever say that there's problems with it? Why would they ever say that it causes problems? All that would mean is that they need to get the fuck up out of here or change their entire business model.
Exactly. And then after that, the next news article is actually going to be in a very interesting one. This is Halo-related news. Now, Halo Infinite is just a dumpster fire that's burning out there somewhere.
The less said about it, the better.
Which there's actually more people playing Halo Master Chief Collection than Halo Infinite. But there is a new update coming out for the Master Chief Collection, which will include, and this is really, I think this is the coolest thing that they've done. It'll include cut content from Halo 1 and Halo 2, including giving us the ability to play the tech demo of Halo 2 that was showcased at E3. I think that's fucking amazing.
That honest, like, because that was the part, what really sold me on Halo 2 was that tech demo.
Yeah, that demo was amazing. We're gonna get stuff like maps that were never, the multiplayer maps that were never seen the light of day, and early versions of the multiplayer map as well. So it's like, holy shit. And we're getting like new enemy types basically that were cut and stuff like that. Like, I'm looking through the list here, vehicles that we never got to see, like areas that we never even been in, and I'm like, oh my god, this is absolutely fucking amazing here. Like, no, granted, 343 has done a lot of shenanigans and shit, but I think the Master Chief Collection, they definitely, you know, keep doing this. You're doing great. This is the one thing.
The things they're doing with the Master Chief Collection I'm on board with 100%.
Now, here's the catch. There is one teeny small detail. It's only going to be available for the PC version of the game. But that's it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not. What, can you imagine the modding community getting a hold of that?
Exactly.
And for those who don't know, there is modding available in the Master Chief Collection on PC, and they have Steam Workshop enabled. All you have to do is launch the game without anti-cheat, and then you're good to go. That's why I'm thinking about playing the Cursed Halo playthrough, which I know it's going to be interesting here. And there was piano music playing. Yay. But I'm looking at the list here. I'm like, holy fuck balls, dude. Like, all this stuff. Maps Cut, Underground, Abyss, Ruined Pain, Swamp Thing, Spasm, made famous, and then the Macworld 1999 demo. Originally used to test different game mechanics. Holy shit, they're giving us that. Maps Cut from Halo 2 Vista.
Yep.
Oh, God. If you remember Halo 2 Vista, yeah. You were one of the very few people that actually... There's a very few small amount of people that actually played the Vista version. I don't even think the Vista one was compatible with the original Xbox servers. I think there was its own little group that played it. But yeah, no, some of this is pretty interesting here that we're going to be getting. And as a Halo,
it's kind of coming out of left field. Like, I would have never expected them to do any of this.
No, like, this is stuff that's been like sitting on the fucking, collecting dust on like a CD or something like that. But now they're like, hey, why don't we introduce a lot of cool shit to people that let's give them a peek of what we worked on back in the day. It's content, and I'm happy that they're doing it. Like, oh my God. Like, and I'm thinking to myself, Halo 3 cut content, Reach cut, come on. You know you cut stuff off from the cutting room floor. Come on, give it some of that. Give me that piece of the pie here. Oh man, but again, it's just like Halo Infinite is just it's on fire. But I'm just happy the Master Chief Collection is still going strong to this day. So, with that, though, now we're going to be going up with something interesting. The Summer Anime 2023 lineup. And I'm looking at the chart here. Anything interesting that you're seeing, Anubis?
There's one in particular.
Oh, what's that?
Waiting for quite a while for.
Okay. Was that the name?
The title of the anime is, in the English title is, Reborn as a Vending Machine.
Oh,
I fucking told all of you years ago that this was going to be an anime. There's no way that an isekai this ridiculous doesn't get turned into an anime. I fucking called it.
Yeah. Oh my God. The one thing I'm happy that's here is the Devil Part-Timer Season 2 is finally here. I'm like, thank you. It took a little while, but you did it. Now we're just waiting for Nordic Game No Life Season 2 next season, or the next season of Gate. But here or there. So we got a couple of it. I think a couple of isekais actually too. I'm trying to look through the list here. I'm like looking like anything that pops out to you right now.
I know they're down in the OVA section. There's a quintessential quintuplets OVA. It's coming out by Studio Shaft.
Nice.
So that's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah, we're getting a new Roni Kenshin anime. I'm like, what?
Oh wow, yeah.
It's said here it's a re-adaptation of the main manga series. I'm like, okay, you know what? Yeah. I just hope that there's some stuff they kept in. I forgot one character, but he's like, if you take a picture of him, he's like, it's like you're capturing my soul or something like that. But yeah, no, that's like Roni Kenshin. Like, again, I'm like a 90s. Wait, was it 90s or early 2000s?
I think that's 90s.
It should be 90, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking through other stuff here. Some like, I haven't given the list a proper shakedown personally, but they're just at a first glance. I'm just looking at, there are some things that are interesting and stuff like that. Like, I will watch the vending machine isekai. There are probably other isekai in here on this list because isekai is the thing. Oh yeah, the Zom 100, surviving a zombie apocalypse, beats being a wage slave any day. I'm I'm gonna see how it goes. Like I'm gonna have to go in there with like I'm not expecting anything, and let's see. Also, the second part of Bleach, was it the 1,000-Year War? It's only giving me the Japanese fucking title here. Bleach Sennen Kessen Hen Kets. I'm gonna fuck this up. I probably shouldn't say the rest of it. I already fucked.
Yeah, you're gonna fuck it up. I'm gonna let you.
No. Oh. Dude, come on. Wait, are we getting an? Oh, I thought that said One Piece. I'm like, wait, what? No, not One Piece. Like fucking it's some romance anime that I can't put my finger on that my sister was really into back in the day. But there was an anime that. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, for the love of Christ Almighty, just give me the fucking English name. You have it. I'm gonna slap. Jitsu wa ore Saikyu Deshita. The basic premise is after being a shut-in, it's an isekai. After being a shut-in, Haruto is reincarnated as a baby, and amazingly, the baby is a prince. However, he's abandoned in the forest on the day because he's born with low magic level. What will the fate be who was inadvertently given 1,000 times the normal power? So people think he's weak as hell, but he really is super OP.
Right.
So I watched the first 2 episodes of that. Actually, not bad. It's one of those animes where you thought it was gonna go one way, being all like, oh, I beat the bad guys, and then we're just gonna arrest them. No, we're not doing that. So I give it a watch. Give it a watch. It's got my attention because it's kind of like one of those things like you wish like the hero actually like no, these guys fucked up. They tried to kill you. You're gonna kill them. It's like you ain't walking away from this shit. But other than that, we got action, romance, all that dandy stuff. Anything else that I'm missing here?
There's a couple more I might check out. I might check out My Tiny Senpai. I might check
Oh,
out
yeah,
The
that.
Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's a few things. Of course, there's another idol anime. You gotta have idol, I think. Yeah, something idol related. Oh my god! I almost forgot the movies. Holy shit!
Oh wow, there's a new City Hunter movie
What
coming out.
the City Hunt? Wow!
Yeah, man, that franchise has been going strong since the 80s. If I'm not
Jeez,
mistaken.
another city. Wow! Holy shit! And then we got the Biohazard Death Island, the new Resident Evil 3D movie. Okay, all right, we're getting excited for that. Oh shit! I forgot the OVA specials right here. Duh. God damn! Don't sleep on the OVAs, folks. Those OVAs is pretty good here. God damn. But yeah, City Hunter. Jesus. And for those who are wondering what City Hunter is, it's a very mature movie. Don't go in thinking it's going to be something for kids to do. No, young adults. I recommend. Oh, a new Sailor Moon film too. Shit, that's still going. Oh, yeah, it's Sailor Moon. It's still going on. Damn. Man, dude, that's interesting. The high hell. All right. I think that as far as the news segment goes, I think that was pretty much it, right, Anubis?
I think that's all we have.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, as such, now we're going to be talking about the main topic. So every episode of DAICON Podcast will include a main topic, and I like to switch things out with one episode's topic being about gaming, next week anime, next week gaming, kind of keep things, even. And this is the anime topic this time, and the main topic is how we consumed anime in the 1990s and 2000s. Now, right now, as far as consuming anime and manga and everything goes, this is the best time to do it.
It's never been more accessible.
Never been more accessible. We got multiple websites to watch anime legitly. I might add legitly. I went to Walmart. That whole manga section in Walmart.
Yep.
20 years ago, you would not even seen any of that shit in it. But no, there is an expanded manga section in Walmart, which is absolutely nuts, But so now, when you think to yourself, well, how do you guys consume anime in the 90s and early 2000s? Well, we had something called a TV. And there was a very few channels that had anime on it. Anubis, what channels? Well, we got Toonami
Yeah,
and Adult Swim.
Those are the two that I was basically going to say is Toonami and Adult Swim.
Which sucked because if you missed out on watching them, you were like, what the fuck happened? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like what happened? Well, Napster, what the pirate site Napster live? Oh my god! I'm trying to. Okay, yes, we did. Yes, there was a lot of pirating anime back in the day. I will admit that. But as far as TV's channels go, Toonami, Adult Swim were one of them. Believe it or not, we got 4Kids. Fox Saturday mornings they showed anime, which I believe one of it was Escaflowne. We also had Tech TV, which had Anime Unleashed that showed it. And I remember in the summertime on late 90s, early 2000s, the Sci-Fi Channel actually had like they were just showing summer anime movies during the summertime.
Yep.
Very mature anime movies, mind you, but they were showcasing them. And now back in like especially in like the 1990s, a lot of it was very very hard to consume it. Like, granted, there were stuff out on VHS and then eventually DVDs, but they were expensive. I think each disc was like, what, 20, 25 bucks?
And that was back when is like you would get 4 episodes a disc. And the whole series was like
24 episodes, basically.
Three discs, 6 discs. This is back before like every series got released as a full set.
Yeah.
Back when you were buying individual discs. So like,
oh god, yeah.
And if the store didn't have the next disc in the series, you were shit out of luck.
Exactly. Aqua posted, I would imagine the manga section in Walmart is not as diverse a section compared to books. Exactly, but it's there. But yeah, no, I remember Suncoast Videos back in the day. That was our store, and they had a dedicated anime section. But again, like you said, you could have like disc, an episode disc here and there, but it might be missing one thing because someone already bought it, and it's like, shit. Do you guys have more coming in? No, that was it. You're shit out of luck. And it was difficult. It was honestly difficult because again, the pirating didn't really start until early to mid 2000s, basically. So another popular thing that we consumed back in the day was New Type USA.
Yeah.
It was essentially New Type, a very popular Japanese magazine all about anime, but USA version. And the cool part is that it actually had like a demo disc of just random anime episodes of stuff that's like coming out or something like that, which I thought was cool as hell.
Episode 1 of Comic Party Revolution, episode 1 of Magicano, and just all these random anime. And it was all ADV stuff. The whole magazine was on some level kind of a thinly veiled marketing tactic by ADV.
It worked. It was perfect. It promoted, like all that stuff. And we also remembered I remember the Dot Hack. The original game came with like an anime with like the first few episodes of the anime as on the additional discs and stuff like that. But so now we have to talk a little bit about the pirating, which I have to say, buy your anime, buy your manga, buy all this stuff. But yeah, there was when the internet was starting to take shape and form, pirating was a big thing. Now there were some gray areas. Like I remember this one website, was it called Fansubs? I think it was Fansubs.
That was probably before my time.
Now I think it was Fansubs or something else, but they fan-made subs, but they would do on anime that hasn't been officially licensed in the US. So basically, an anime released in Japan, and they start fan-subbing the episodes, but as soon as it got a license in the US, done. It's off the list. So it was kind of like that weird gray area. And I remember fan subs, they were like some of them were really professional and well done. And then some of them added so much extra information, like, stop, please. I just want plain old fans. I don't want, like, the text here would be like on the bottom would be what they're saying, and then up above there'd be like a keyword or phrase like this keyword means this and stuff like that, and give you like a little history of like stop it.
I mean, quite frankly, considering what they've been doing to translations and subtitles in recent years, that's honestly a breath of fresh air to me. Where if the subtrack goes out of its way to actually explain culturally what's actually going on rather than just making up some shit, I actually greatly prefer that compared to what official subs have been doing for the past several years.
Well, like I always like the fact like keep it simple and easy, because once you have like subtext here, but when you have more, your eyes will diverge. Now it's like, what are you gonna look at?
Read faster. That's
read faster.
That's legitimately and unironically a skill issue.
So, but yeah, anime was pretty hard to like get a hold of and stuff like that physically. There were, I know you know this too. There was a store a couple of towns over that were selling anime, but they kind of specialized in anime, gaming, tabletop, and all that stuff in one. But the thing was, they were I didn't realize this until they got into big buco trouble. They were illegally selling like fan subs of like anime movies and stuff from Japan, like Godzilla movies, and these were on VHS tapes too, mind you. But they got into trouble so hard with the law, and then they quieted down, and then they got in trouble for doing the same shit again. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I remember going to the stores and you see the anime, and then you see like the 18 plus thing. Like, what's this?
Yeah, we're like right next to it.
Yeah, there wasn't like a fucking space. It was like literally like you got like regular anime and then hentai. But it had to be covered up with like the fucking front plate thing with the 18 plus and stuff like that. Some other places were smart and actually put it in like the 18 plus section, but others were just like there beside it.
Like they didn't know what they had, really.
Exactly. All they know is that it's like, oh, there's some anime titties and stuff like that and boobs. But I miss New Type too. But yeah, no, it's what other ways do we consume it? Like, it was, TV was basically the big thing until the internet.
So like TV was like TV and well, so here's how I consumed anime for a very long time until like I started getting anime on the internet at scale. Is I had on demand through cable.
Oh wow! So you were one of the few.
Like, Anime Network on demand. I watched a whole bunch of completely random ass anime. Like that's how I watched Magicano. That's actually how I originally watched Evangelion.
Wow.
Okay. So I know they had it on Adult Swim at some point. I'd actually seen it in its entirety before that. So that's how I watched Evangelion, and a whole bunch of just random shit like Maburaho, the Happy Lesson, all of the mid-level like 2000s era harem romance comedies.
Yep.
That's how I watched all. That's how I fell in love with that specific genre of anime. So I watched a whole bunch of those through Anime Network on demand.
Yeah, Attila came in and said Latin America had anime in the 1970s and 90s before it was cool because it was cheap. Yeah, it was so weird because it's like for us it was there, but it was expensive to get. For Latin America, it was just there and cheap. It was like the best of both. It was like, hey, that's awesome, dude. Which if you didn't know, Latin America, they love anime, especially Dragon Ball. They go crazy for that shit. They never censored wow, they never censored anything? Oh shit, you got like full uncensored.
Kind of the issue with how it went in the US and North America is the companies that started licensing anime over here basically set their pricing on how much can we charge before it's a problem for us.
Yeah.
So they basically settle, especially during the era of like single disc DVD releases where you'd get Evangelion Platinum Collection Volume 2 and that'd have like 6 episodes on it. Especially during that era, they were really nickel and diming all the customers because and realistically that's even looking back at that, that's an even more egregious practice because there was basically no other way to
No, it was literally
regularly watch anime at that point without pirating.
you got money? Okay, we got you. You don't? Fuck you.
Whereas nowadays you can go on Crunchyroll or High Dive and watch basically anything that comes out at any season
Not even
for
that.
a
You
very
got
long time.
not even that. You got
And
Amazon, HBO. It's on everything.
and then if you want to buy it, it's actually usually like on total even cheaper to do that for a whole series than it was back during the early 2000s.
Yeah, like
When
20,
it was really, it should be the opposite. It should be more expensive because you're only buying it if you're a collector.
yeah.
But that's the way it is now.
I remember those DVD sets back then. They were like long box. They were like these long shelved boxes, basically, with all the things in there.
There used to be ones where the first disc would come with the whole box for the rest of them.
Yeah, like from Comic Party came with the whole box, came with the first disc, and then it's up to you to do it. Fully Cooley, I believe, as well had something like that, which was.
But then they started doing the slim packs where it's you're just buying the whole set, except it's in three or six or so slim DVD packs.
Yeah,
that's how I got Divergency, Misaki Chronicles, I think Elfen Lied as well.
Damn. That's all it says. Disney Plus has sleeper anime series. Ooh, nice. And Aqua says it's. I think it's more that they like Dragon Ball than Anime Journal. Well, they like Anime Journal, but Dragon Ball is a big thing in Latin America. But yeah, it's yeah, I remember.
Like, just like speaking of growing piracy online, that's literally how Crunchyroll got started.
Yeah, they it was very interesting. Attila posted, my blue gender box is thick as George R.R. Martin's hardcover. Yeah, no, those things, I have them in a box somewhere and stuff like that, but I remember, like, these things were fucking thick, but they could hold all this stuff. There was one anime series I had every DVD for. I legitimately hunted every DVD copy I could find to complete my collection till the end of the earth. Guess what that series was?
Which one is it?
Trigun. I completed it. Yeah, man. I was like bloodthirsty because I love Trigun. Again, like I would hate it where I was watching that shit on Adult Swim, and if something happened, like, or something like that, and I missed an episode, I'd be pissed, you know? Like,
I mean, I still don't know what happens in the last like 6 episodes of Zoid's Chaotic Century.
Yeah,
because I was never around to catch those episodes.
Like, but like you had like on demand and stuff like that, which helped out and stuff like that. But for me, I didn't have that until I was in like my mid-teens in high school and stuff.
And even on demand wasn't perfect.
No, God,
there were still episodes of like I think there were 1 or 2 episodes of Evangelion that I missed because that it had like skipped a week.
Yeah,
or I just missed that episode or something, so I had to come back when it was on like Adult Swim or something like that.
Yeah, it really was interesting. Manga was like one of the surefire places to buy stuff, other than like dedicated stores, which were way too few and far between, or stores that kind of had a section in it but not really, was conventions. There would be vendors there selling the stuff, and ironically enough, I think this happened in Anime Boss. This was happening way back in the day, or some other convention. I think, was it Funimation or a big anime publisher was there to represent and stuff like that. And then they looked around in like the vendor area and they were like, wait a minute, this is bootleg. What the fuck? Okay.
Oh yeah, that's been a problem for a long time.
All right, suing you. Like, I'm like, wow.
I mean, just even Crunchyroll, Funimation and Bandai I don't know if they tried to sue Crunchyroll back when Crunchyroll was like making inroads at going legit, but they definitely had a problem, which is hilarious in hindsight because Bandai ceased operations in the US and Funimation went on to partner with Crunchyroll and then not partner with Crunchyroll, and then now the two of them are the same
Yeah,
So it's funny how these things work out.
yeah, which Aqua is like such humble beginnings for Crunchyroll. Too bad they went downhill as a company given their business value and how they carry themselves. Yeah, like I'm just happy they stopped doing and making their own convention again, and instead helping to host conventions or promote them.
I mean, I don't know that they need to keep doing that instead of, improving their service, but sure.
That's better than trying to have their own convention.
It's marginally better.
It's marginally better.
The idea is they should be trying to improve their service instead of whatever it is they're doing now.
Yeah. Borders free anime library. Yeah. I remember, like, again, some of these, like, fan sub places, they were like, oh, if you pay us, you can watch it, like, immediately. You don't have to wait, no ads, no nothing like that. It was they were basically like a trial run for the services now. Do a monthly fee and pay a small monthly fee. You get access to this huge fucking library instead of like this little bit of library, and you have to wait a week after it already came out. And instead, you're like, nope, immediate satisfaction. God. And again, 56. You trying to watch stuff in 56K? No, forget about it. When DSL and cable start to be normalized, then you start seeing a lot of shit. But again, like I said before, buy your anime, buy the manga, try to help out the industry and just buy the shit, like my anime Blu-ray DVD collection is ever growing. Seriously, it's actually kind of getting impressive now. What else? How else did we consume it back then? Like,
I mean, with the Crunchyroll era, you're getting into like late 2000s.
Yeah, I want to keep it early. I want to keep it early because yeah, I want to keep it like early 2000s, early to mid.
I mean, between I think between on-demand anime and the Crunchyroll era, like that was basically it as far as I goes for me.
Yeah.
And of course, I was buying shit the whole time, but that's always a given. There are certain segments of the subculture that are always going to want to own their media, and that's always true. And there's always going to be a part of the industry that caters to that.
Yeah. Damn. Again, those vendor booths at the conventions are so fucking awesome. Back then, you get like DVDs, VHS, CDs of the anime tracks and stuff like that. Official ones from Japan, mind you, because that's the only way to how you can like do it. And it's just so like anime fans nowadays, new anime fans coming in. This is literally the best time to get in to access it because you have so many options. Back then, we are too few. Now it's for the otaku who has everything. Everything in your fingertips, basically. You got like, oh, you want to read some manga online? We got plenty of websites for that that are legit. You want to buy it online? You got Amazon sells it. Faku, all that dandy stuff. Borders, like shit. There's even like
Borders is not around anymore.
Oh, when they were. What's the other bookstore? I don't know. You can go to the library and read manga.
Yep.
Which is, again, it's like it's such a foreign concept to me because I was not used to this shit. If you asked me, if you told me back then, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, that anime would become this successful, I'd be like bullshit. Because we would know we didn't have anything better. Like
I mean, it was such a super niche thing back in the day, and it's still niche, but it's just a successful niche now.
Very successful niche. Like that's like when I was growing up, I was like, oh, I would love to have like TV shows that had like anime fans or stuff like that, but they were very, very like again super niche, very super niche and stuff like that. Hell, I remember when I first watched Akira, I was blown away, and then my friend, one of my best friends, Ivan, he had the Akira series collection. I started reading it. I'm like, oh my god, the manga is amazing. Like, holy fucking shit. And that's how I got into other graphic novels like The Watchmen and all that dandy stuff. But yeah, it's just, I'm jealous, but I mean, I'm happy, that we get us in our fingertips, like snap it. Forget about the other merchandise that was expensive high hell. I remember they finally started to like back then you would not see Pocky in the stores at all.
Right.
or the Yan Yans or stuff like that. No, those you had to go to the Asian marketplaces.
Yeah. Yeah. You were going to the Asian market, or else you were 100% just only buying that ever at conventions.
Yeah, and it would be so overpriced. Oh my god, I remember like these Pocky, like people would be selling Pocky there, and the Japanese the sodas, and it'd be so overpriced. If you go to the Asian market, they got you, baby. But oh my god. Oh man. We're getting old. No, we're not getting old, we're leveling up. I want to make it sound cool and stuff like that. Oh man, but yeah, no, that's pretty interesting here. Pretty interesting. And I think that's a really good way to wrap things up, unless you got anything else to add in.
No, it's never been more accessible than it is now. Of course, that comes with like its whole own entire set of concerns, but it's definitely like it definitely was not nearly as successful back in the day than it is now.
Yeah, more anime than we.
Almost every anime every season gets licensed and put out in some sort of legitimate way in the US now.
Oh yeah, and we get it, and we get like the fan subs immediately, and then we get like the dubbing like after when they announce the cast. But now we get to something really really different and interesting. Now we're going to be going to our favorite segment. We're going to the board. And for those who don't know what the board is our rating system. The a grade rating system from F tier, which is the worst, absolute worst, to S tier, the top best, the best. You should look no further in your selections than that. And here are some of our selections right here. I have to cover your face. I'm sorry, Anubis. Yeah, I know. The one
like that.
Yeah, the one where Anubis is wrong. Actually, I'm going to put that out. Anubis did this. Okay.
I actually got something for that this session.
All right.
So,
S tier. Amagami SS, Evangelion, Gundam Build Fighters, Dragon Ball Z, Otaku no Video, Samurai Champloo, Interstellar 5555. So we do have some other stuff here. The only F tier thing I submitted was Godzilla Singular Point. I hated that shit. But now, so this is how it goes. We're going to be recommending 5 animes, whether it could be anime series or OVAs or movies, and we add it to the list and we put out our grade, and we could either counter it and be like, what, well, you know, or we could just accept it. So, Anubis, you go first.
Oh, I'm going first. It's your podcast.
Okay. Why do you make me go first?
Because it's your podcast. You think I'm doing work here? I did a podcast for the better part of 10 years.
Okay.
I'm done working.
Okay, so first one, I fucking hate it. I want to put stuff to that series, but this anime series, close to my heart. Damn good series that I want to be S tier, but I know you're going to be like challenging it. I don't know if you're going to challenge it though, because it's a really good anime. But hey, Sam.
More than a good anime, but all right.
All right. So the anime I'm going to be submitting is Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex.
Okay.
I want that shit to be. It is damn good. Damn good anime series. Very political too, but they make it work. And with a great fucking soundtrack, mind you, because yeah.
I agree on all of that.
I want it to be
what tier is it?
I want to be S tier. But
why?
I know you want, but you're probably thinking high A at best, right?
Why? I'm asking you why you think it's S tier.
It's an anime.
Looking at the rest of the anime that's in S tier and what that did for the medium and the subculture.
Okay, first off, everyone knows I hate fucking politics. Right? I don't like to talk about politics, but it's an anime. It's an anime that wasn't geared toward kids or teens. It had a heavy political influences of talking about very interesting subjects. And then whether it be, like they say, Ghost in the Shell, you got like politics about immigration and all that dandy stuff, uprisings, and then it just dives into so many interesting things. And I love how it all portrays. The characters were absolutely fucking fantastic. Baoto, my homeboy, keep being awesome out there, which I'm hoping to get to meet him and the voice actor and all that dandy stuff. But it's a series that this was definitely made for a young like a older teen, young adult audience.
All right, so I'll ask the question again. Looking at the rest of the shows in the S tier, what did it change or like? Because
Well, the
you're
movie.
you're talking about a bunch of stuff that did really well, which I agree 100% with. But we're putting it up with the anime that started the lo-fi hip hop. We're putting it up
Introduction of cyber.
Neon Genesis Evangelion. We're putting it up with Interstellar 4-5. Like
the introduction of more of cyberpunk themes to the anime series genre.
really?
Well, I know.
Really?
I know.
You think Ghost in the Shell standalone complex introduced cyberpunk to anime?
No, it was you got Akira. Oh, Akira did that. No, that's not Akira. There's a fucking list there. Hold on. You see, this is
Cyberpunk has been around. Cyberpunk in anime has been around since the
80s.
At least
80s, yeah.
At least the 80s. And that's just talking about stuff that I know and that I've seen. Come on.
Yeah,
you
I know.
you can do better than that.
I know. I could do better than that. But I'm saying it's a really good fucking series. Wait, hold on here.
It's really good. I 100% agree. It's really good. I don't know that it belongs in the same category as the show that started the lo-fi hip hop trend. The show that, quite frankly, the show that you could draw if you want draw all the way back. You could say started the link between anime and EDM in the first place. The show that put shonen fighting anime on the map. The show that what more can be said about what Evangelion has done for the medium? The show that introduced the omnibus romance anime format. Like we're putting up with stuff that introduced new paradigms into it and changed the subculture, created new parts of the subculture. Now I agree with you 100% that Ghost in the Shell standalone complex is an excellent anime. It's right there up on my shelf. But I'm not like I'm not pissed putting it in the same category as Cowboy Bebop. It at least belongs there.
Yeah. Akakwa says, I have not seen Ghost in the Shell in years, thinking about it, and at the time I not fully get it. Maybe that is why I did not get it since I watched Standalone Complex when I was a teenager who was ignorant about politics. I'm still new in a way. Yeah, that Standalone Complex goes deep. And growing up more, I can now fully understand a lot of the stuff that I was trying to tell you. That I'm like, holy shit. Okay, so, God damn it. A tier. So you're gonna be high A at least.
I'm gonna say it's in the A tier, squarely in the A tier.
Okay, all right, we'll keep it there for now until I can think of something. Your recommendation on the board now.
Stand by. Let me just update the list on my end.
Yeah, this is like infighting here. That way, it's a constant battle. But all right.
Okay, so my recommendation is Macross Plus.
What tier?
Macross Plus is an S tier anime.
All right, why?
So you really like Cowboy Bebop, right?
Yeah, I love Cowboy Bebop. I still believe it is S tier quality.
Yeah, of course. So I'm to assume you're a massive fan of Shinichiro Watanabe's direction.
Dude makes magic whatever he touches.
I agree. I assume you're a big fan of Yoko Kanno's musical stylings.
We just talked about Ghost in the Shell.
All right, so you agree with me that both of these individuals are excellent at what they do, and together they're on another tier, on another level. Well, what was the first anime to introduce that combination of director and musician? Tell me
when did Macross come out? What year?
1994. Macross Plus, 1994.
Fuck, that Cowboy Bebop.
And this is not even the only thing that makes Macross Plus an S tier anime, but this is just the most immediate, really relevant thing since we keep battling about Cowboy Bebop.
Macross has too much idle anime elements in it.
That's Okay, it's always been it's literally always been an idol anime. That's not a particularly intelligent thing to say about Macross, unless you just don't like Macross, which is fine. But it's not. It's always been an idol anime. It's always been like 1/3 an idol anime.
Yeah, including the original movie. Definitely, it was. Yeah, no, there was idol in there. It was definite. Great soundtrack though. Gotta love it.
But so that's what I'm saying is, if you appreciate the Yoko Kanno Shinichiro Watanabe combination, then Macross Plus is what introduced that to the world. You have Macross Plus to thank for Cowboy Bebop.
I was about to say,
I was
going to say, if Macross Plus introduced it, then Cowboy Bebop elevated it.
No, regardless of whether or not it elevated it, it wasn't a new paradigm by the time Cowboy Bebop came out.
All right. Given what I've seen from the original Macross anime, I could see that it had more elements seem idol anime instead of being an idol. Yeah, it was okay. So it had a lot of idol elements, but there was
always one. It's fighter jets, idol music, and a love triangle. That's what makes up a Macross anime.
All in the future, by the way.
It's always been 1/3 an idol anime. But that this is a digression. This is beside the.
So Macross Plus S tier.
That's not the only reason it's S tier. Macross Plus basically revived the Macross franchise, because they had Macross 2, which came out between original Macross and between Do You Remember Love and Macross Plus, which was not well received. People didn't like it and didn't even involve the original creator. So basically, Shoji Kawamori came up with the idea to do a proper Macross sequel, and then he went and they studied the Advanced Tactical Fighter program in the US, and they basically made something resembling Top Gun as an anime, as a Macross anime. And they had Shinichiro Watanabe help with the direction and Yoko Kanno do the music.
Okay, I'll give it S tier. It was the first Wombo it was the first combination.
It's the first combination. It introduced a new paradigm.
All right. Okay, so I got another anime out there, and it's funny because I talked about Ghost in the Shell being a political anime, but this anime movie was very fucking political. But it was very interesting, and a lot of people in the circle who are fans believe it's one of the best ones in for it. Now you watch Patlabor, right?
I've seen a little bit of Patlabor. I haven't actually seen a whole lot. I've seen the first movie. I've seen a couple episodes of one of the TV shows.
Yeah, that's a like, not a fan of Macross, but it's the core series of what the anime industry has become. Yeah, kind of. And with politics in this time of desperate, not care about that. I know it's a fucking cognitive dissonance where I'm holding two conflicting ideas at once. I want this to be up there, but it's up there, but it's like not up there. This is so weird for me. This is gonna be an A tier. Patlabor 2.
Patlabor 2. That's the one that I own but haven't seen.
Yeah.
I've seen the first Patlabor, but I own the second. Actually watched it yet.
Very good, but it's just holy hell bells. There was a lot of politics pertaining specifically to Japan and how it holds itself with its military.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of themes with that because for those who don't know, Japan officially doesn't have a standing military army. They do, in their constitution, can state that they do have a right to defend themselves. So the JSDF, or the Japanese Self-Defense Forces, is an army, but specifically only for defense.
Right.
It's so weird, but the Patlabor movie took that, and there were some instances in the movie that were direct references to what happened in real world, including a UN incident with Japanese soldiers. Even though the government's like, hey, we did a great job, even though I believe a few of their soldiers died during the incident because how their rules of engagement was weird. So, but there was a video out there that talked about it, which was crazy. Like there was even a thing where their soldiers weren't even allowed to shoot until they heard orders from the higher ups. So, what's been match? I couldn't chime in earlier. Yeah, but yeah, I think Pat Labor 2 is definite A tier.
I'd agree.
Animation style, fucking tastic. Great story, music, and everything. So I think it safely sits there, which I can agree. I wanted to be a little more, but you know what? A tier is a good tier for it.
You're learning not to just recommend things into S tier.
I know, right? It's like, okay, you're next. Let's go.
All right. This is kind of I'd say it's a blast from the past, but it's not like that far in the past. But it's just been a while since I watched it. This is Bento.
Wow.
I'm gonna put this in B tier because like
wow.
I'm not gonna say rubs elbows with stuff like Nadesco or Outlaw Star or Ghost in the Shell, but it's a solid anime. It's a solid like enjoyable anime with a ridiculous premise that it 100% takes completely seriously.
I hadn't heard of Bento. It's so fucking long. Fuck. I want to rewatch that shit again. That shit was amazing.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And Aga says Anubis is beginning out of influence. Listen, I still believe Cowboy Bebop is A tier. I just gotta have a really damn good argument to counter that shit.
You need to tell me what it has changed.
Yep.
What change it made, and I don't know that you can do that because I don't know that it made any change. It's a perfectly high quality anime. I'm not going to argue about that, but you can't rub elbows with Interstellar 4 or 5.
Damn. Okay. All right. Oh man. So back to me, huh?
Yes.
And God damn it, another like Panda. I hate politics, but I love watching movies, anime stuff about politics. This is an anime movie. I absolutely highly recommend it. It is it's a slow paced movie, but it's not like it does have action scenes, but it's not the main focus of it. It's called Jinro the Wolf Brigade.
This is one that I've heard a lot about but haven't seen.
Yeah. Let me tell you. So the movie came out in 1999, hand drawn animation, and the story was set in an alternate world where Germany won World War II and dropped a bomb on Japan and occupied them. So it was. So here is who worked on it, which was actually fucking crazy. What? So okay. So let's see here. Some of the cast. Where are you? I'm reading through this like a fucking mad lad. All right. So the director was Hiroyuki Okiura, which he also animated works like Akira, Memories, Cowboy Bebop the movie. Oh, fucking hell. And he also did Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury. Holy fuck. And he was an assistant animation supervisor for Pat Labor 2. The writer, I believe... Yeah! Okay, Mamoru Oshii. Okay. He also did Ghost in the Shell.
Yep.
Which, this is like... We had a lot of talented people working on this cinema. And it's gotten a lot of awards internationally too. So, which I do have the original DVD. I want to get the Blu-ray of it, but there was a remake of it, the South Korean film, but they kind of it was only accurate to like the first part of it. That wasn't really it. So, but yeah, I believe A tier quality as well.
All right, I'll give you that.
It's not all about the action, but there is a lot of stuff that goes on there. And I know, again, it's like politics. Like, wow, so Germany turned on Japan. It was alternate history where it was. They don't talk about it too much, but Japan teamed up with America, and they still lost. So that's why the Wolf Brigade armor had a lot of German influences on it, like the helmet and the MG42.
Right.
which the series itself, the series itself started as live action films. So this was basically essentially a continuation of it, but a prequel, if I want to say that correctly, in a way. So, but it's really interesting. But the premise of the movie was based on the Little Red Riding Hood, not the Kid Haru one. No, the original, story of it. So yeah, funny how I hate politics, but I talk about politics. You're up.
All right. I'm gonna give you this one, and I challenge you to battle me on why this shouldn't be in the S tier. This is the DAICON animation, and I'm putting both of them in one. DAICON 3 and DAICON 4, made by DAICON Film. And I challenge you to tell me why this shouldn't be in S tier.
Oh, fuck! Why would you do this to me? Okay, for those who don't know, the DAICON, they were short animated films. Essentially, this was a small team essentially made by the OG Gainax crew.
So there is a whole bunch of people who are into sci-fi, and they basically more or less decided to drop out of college to focus on their small business making garage kit figures, and they decided, you know what, we should go to this conventions, the Japan Science Fiction Convention, and eventually they kind of took over the convention for a couple years, not like in a row, but the convention would move around, and it would, when it was in Osaka, it would be called DAICON. So they took over the third DAICON, and kind of to celebrate it, they made a short opening animation to the convention. And it was like three dudes. It was like three dudes in Okada's like upstairs attic, working day and night, finish the shit the day the convention is supposed to happen. And then the next time DAICON rolls around, the next time this convention is in Osaka, they do basically a sequel to that original animation. They had a warehouse and more people, still only finished it the day the convention starts. But the real meat behind the story, and the reason this is S tier, is because these people who made these animations would go on to found Gainax.
I'm not going to challenge it. Like you said, this was the OG Gainax crew in action, being passionate about the thing they love in this industry. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's again the TV show. Like a lot of their influences, it can be seen. Like Fully Cooley or FLCL. One scene specifically with the bunny suit and the guitar. Yep. Yeah, straight from the short film. Otaku no Video. Yep. Yep. But yeah, anything. It's like everything harkens back to DAICON 3 and DAICON 4. Everything harkens back to it. I cannot challenge you on it because it is definitely up there. And people are like, oh, the short films, like they're really stupid short. Oh, the Train Man, Densha Otoko. The intro was definitely done by the intro, full on DAICON.
Yeah.
Like same song
using
too.
The same song. Yep.
But, like ELO. And what was it? It was the band ELO. I forgot what song they used, but yeah, no, I can't challenge it. Twilight. I can't challenge it. I can't challenge it at all. It stays up there. I know better. It's gonna stay there. It's gonna be on there on its golden pedestal. Oh fucking hell! You when you said that, I'm like, fuck, I can't touch this. I don't want to touch it. He's right. All right, back to me. Oh, okay. There was an anime series I need to make sure this was a I got the title right here. No, not that. Jesus Christ, it's a romantic comedy. I'm not gonna put it in. This is not an A tier thing. It's just me, just hilarity of the moment.
All right.
Here we go. There it is. Okay, the anime series is called My Bride is a Mermaid. Romantic comedy, hilarious, a lot of pop culture references. It's just one of those things, turn off logic and just enjoy. I'm putting it in B tier.
Yeah, I'd put it squarely. Eh,
It's
I'd
good.
give it. I'd say low B tier.
Like it, like I would like
There's a particular type of romantic comedy that I don't like, and that's specifically the kind of romantic comedy that I don't.
it's like it is very specific, but yeah, no, we need to add more stuff in B tier. That's where we're going to be adding in B tier. So yeah, My Bride is a Mermaid, hilarious romantic comedy, highly recommended. So all right, back to you.
Uh, that's a good question because we are looking for stuff to fill out the other tiers.
Yeah, we'll give each other more stuff to fill out because we were like we just came out the ball swinging with high grade stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll give each more stuff. I already got something for the next one too. I already got it planned for the next one.
Okay, this one might be controversial. I don't know. Maybe.
All right.
Depends on
What's
on what people think of Gundam. I'm gonna take Gundam 00.
okay?
Put that in the B tier. And the reason why it's the B tier
Okay.
is because Gundam 00 second season was absolute garbage. Terrible. They took Gundam 00 and threw out everything that made Gundam 00 interesting.
So basically, only watch the first season.
So the thing about Gundam 00 first season is that it would be an A tier, but now knowing that its intention was to lead up to Gundam 00 second season, now it's in B tier.
Okay. All right. I agree with that. Yeah, because it's like, for instance, SAO. I enjoyed the first season. I don't want to ruin it by watching the next seasons that kind of fucked it up. So yeah, I don't want to do it.
Even Gundam 00 first season, once you get like 3/4 into it, like you can start seeing where it's going, and it does start to go heavily downhill at that point.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. Agreed. I'm curious what anime is gonna be an F tier. Well, we have to think about that because we don't go out of our way to watch bad anime series. It just so happens the series we were watching was really that bad, which is why Godzilla Singular Point I really hate it so much. So the next one I'm gonna put it in B tier again. Adding more to the list here. Full Metal Panic Fumofu.
Okay.
Spin-off series.
Why B tier?
B tier. It's okay. Spin-off series of Full Metal Panic. Same characters, same cast. It was basically essentially a more slice of life comedic approach,
right?
Which I enjoyed the shit out of. It's like woke up and resort to violence. Yes. Reason why it's B tier again. It's a spin-off series that went into a different genre. It did a pretty good job in that genre. I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of hilarious moments. I had a good laugh with it.
See, I'm honestly actually gonna battle you on this and call it A tier.
A tier, ooh.
Because as far as I'm concerned, Full Metal Panic Fumofu is Full Metal Panic, except it's only the good parts. If we took Full Metal Panic and took out all the like trying to be serious military stuff, you get Full Metal Panic Fumofu. And I quite honestly think that makes it a better show. I thought the mecha elements and the serious military elements were the weakest part of Full Metal Panic. I enjoyed Fumofu a lot more. Not the least of which is because a better studio also made Fumofu.
Plus, who doesn't love that? Who doesn't love that Teddy suit with a shotgun?
yeah. It like
this is.
I would again, I think it's Full Metal Panic, but only the good parts.
This is a weird dynamic here because usually you challenge me to put it a tier lower. Now you're challenging me to put it a tier higher.
I think Fumofu specifically is an A tier anime. I would give the original Full Metal Panic a B tier at the most, and it's because it has the military seriousness holding it back.
You know what? Because this is how we do it. Let's do 2-for-1. We're gonna do Full Metal Panic, the original, on B tier, but we're gonna do the Full Metal Panic from Mofu on A tier. The reasoning is sound. But dude, when the fucking guy just went off on the character, like, you better not do anything to the commander, or I will hunt you down. Like, oh my god,
Yeah,
this guy brings death. That's the door.
It's such a hilarious series, and it's just physical humor, the wordplay, everything about it, and it's a hilarious situation because you've got this like hardened like former child soldier who literally all he knows is war, and you're putting him in a Japanese anime high school. It writes itself.
Hilarity ensues.
The coach is the coach is pissed, so he's gonna try and sabotage the lunch bread that the students are selling. But little does he know he has a fucking psychopath who just brings explosives to school habitually. Like the whole thing writes itself. Like just watch the first like 3 minutes of the first episode of Full Metal Panic from Mofu. You know exactly what happened. You know exactly what this entire show is going to be about, and it's great. She's walking to school, and the shoe locker place blows up, and that's what it is. It's all of the best parts of Full Metal Panic's entire premise. It's all of the best parts.
Okay. This is a weird moment where we actually agree, and we bumped it up. And it's.
I didn't expect you to pull out. I didn't expect you to pull out Full Metal Panic from Mofu, and I definitely didn't expect you to put it in B tier.
Okay, this is an interesting moment for everyone. All right, let's keep adding. Let's go. That was a 2-for-1 special here. Damn. Also, I want to say, Aqua says Full Metal Panic from Mofu. It's been a long time since I watched this anime. I might rewatch it again. Fuck it.
So there's a whole bunch of anime that because I'm looking for ones that belong in the C, D, and F tier. I'm basically looking at my drop list off of AniList, and there's a lot of it where it's like I dropped the anime, but I don't think it's a bad anime.
All right.
But there are a few where there are a few where I looked at it, and these are the ones that I like got halfway through or most of the way through before dropping.
Okay.
And I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this was kind of a trash anime. This is Gundam Build Fighters Try.
Oh.
And I quite frankly would put this one in the D tier. Because it took everything Gundam Build Fighters like built as a foundation and just made everyone an asshole.
Yeah,
it is what just it took itself way too seriously. Whereas Gundam Build Fighters was like, oh yeah, cool, everyone's having fun. It's a competition, but it's still like lighthearted. Gundam Build Fighters Try it's that, but it's still the competition, but everyone's that guy. You know what I mean? Everyone's like taking it way too seriously for a competition about battling children's toys. And then honestly, that could have been forgivable if they didn't. I don't know what happened between Build Fighters and Build Fighters Try, but the quality of the designs went so far downhill. Not to mention the fact that they had a good design for one of the main characters in the beginning of the series. They gave her basically a powered GM, but with the extra shields from Thunderbolt. And then they had her trade that for an SD Gundam, which I thought was a horrible design decision.
Okay. So, okay, and I'll agree with you there.
So,
it was a weak entry.
Not only was it a weak entry, they basically took Gundam 00 and they looked at Gundam 00 and said, let's do the same thing we did there, but with Build Fighters. And that's how we got Build Fighters Try.
So, you're going to hate me, but you're also going to be curious because this next anime, I want to put this in S tier.
Okay.
It's really fucking good. And honestly, this is one of the best adaptations that you could ever ask for a video game.
We've been over saying it's really good, and I understand.
Okay. S tier nomination. I know some people are going to start as soon as I say it. That one song's going to go in their mind and like, shit, I'm sad now. Cyberpunk Androiders.
Okay. Tell me why it belongs in S tier with the Daikon animations and with the Takano video and with Samurai Champloo.
All right.
Understanding what all of those things did
Yep.
for the medium and for the subculture.
This is one of the best. This is easily one of the best video games and anime adaptations out there.
There are plenty of good anime in the world. Panda.
Yeah, but a video game to anime,
I'm asking you how it changed. So I'm asking you what it did to change a paradigm or introduce a new paradigm.
Oh, I hate it. I love it that you're doing this. I love it because I know that there is
S tier is very important, Panda. We can't just put any anime in S tier. The A tier is not bad. Like the A tier isn't an indictment on the anime. It's
wait. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Have you watched Androiders yet? Because I've been hounding you. I've been hounding you.
I haven't. That's why I'm asking you the question.
Oh.
I'm trusting you, Panda, to act in good faith.
Okay.
And actually tell me what this show did for the medium and for the subculture to belong in the same category as something like Evangelion, Dragon Ball Z, Otaku no Video, Samurai Champloo, the Daikon animations.
All right. Again, one of my main arguments is this is one of the best video game to anime adaptations out there. We got a whole bunch of anime in the A tier that are the best in the But video game to anime adaptation. Remember Street Fighter, Tekken. No, Dead or Alive was a live action. Sorry. Resident Evil. Yeah. Can't believe that's switched around. I'm just saying this is one of the best examples how it could work because one thing about Cyberpunk,
there's plenty of good examples. That you're basically what you're saying is it's working this anime works very well as a marketing vehicle, which is true. I don't know that that's something that the argument that something is S tier can't be this thing did something really well. That doesn't put it up in the same category as Evangelion. That doesn't put it up in the same category. The Daikon animations you could make a very good argument actually didn't do anything quite well, but they're the reason we have Gain.
Okay.
Again, the A tier is not bad.
A tier
has a whole bunch of anime that are the best in their class. I quite honestly say that the B tier isn't even that bad. There's plenty of great anime in the B tier. There's maybe not classics, maybe not the best in their class, but I'm saying the A tier has Code Geass, and the A tier has Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, and it's not a bad place to put the anime.
I know it's not a bad place.
But I'm asking, but you haven't told me what it changed.
All right.
And you have
It's
we've been talking about this for what 5 minutes.
yeah.
And
Let's
you haven't told me
okay.
what
The
it
series
changed, so
itself, the series itself
I'm gonna be
takes
on
place.
tail.
Series itself
What it
takes place within the cyberpunk universe, but it also expanded on the cyberpunk universe, adding things that it got even incorporated into the game and the universe itself.
So what you're saying is that
Hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm not done. I'm not done. No, no, no. Let me cook. Let me cook. Let me cook.
Go on.
Stand,
Let him cook.
stand fucking there. Don't you fucking dare.
Sit right here.
You're gonna sit right there. Okay. The narrative of this game captures the essence of the cyberpunk universe so fucking well, because you know you played cyberpunk. Let me cook.
Talking about you're no, you're still talking about it doing something well.
It's just like if you
What
watched
did
it.
change? If you're no, because you're saying it's taking an established tabletop universe and doing an anime take on it, yeah?
Established tabletop
Doing
universe of a video game
and doing it really good and doing a really good anime take on it, yeah? That's Record of Lodoss War, man. Record of Lodoss War took D&D and did an anime take on it. And that turned into an entire franchise all on its own. Now, I'm not going to put Record of Lodoss War in the S tier. Or, quite frankly, I probably actually could put it in the S tier, because there's an entire media franchise spawned from that, and there's an entire like offshoot tabletop systems spawned from that, and there are things that have come from like a Record of Lodoss War. Quite frankly, you could put a lot of the popularity of light novels on Record of Lodoss War. I'm asking you what Cyberpunk did that's on that level, or that's even approaching on that. And to be honest with you, and to be fair, it might be too early to tell. But for that reason, I'm going to battle.
One of these days, I'm gonna need you. We're gonna sit down and watch this shit.
The A tier isn't a bad tier, Panda.
It's not a bad tier.
There's nothing wrong with A tier.
Just one of the best. It's one of the best adaptations I've seen in like a while.
A lot of the anime in the A tier are the best in their class.
Yeah, like what other video game to anime adaptation have we seen that's actually damn good? Not mediocre or good. I mean, like damn good.
It's an irrelevant question. It doesn't put it in it. Doing something really good doesn't put in it. What? Tell me what is in S tier, where the reason it's in S tier is because it did whatever it's doing really good.
Okay. I'm gonna
name one anime in the S tier that's in the S tier for that reason.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a pin on this. We're gonna be moving on. I'm gonna put a pin on it.
We're not putting this in a classification. We're skipping this one because you can't come up with a reason why this anime should rub elbows with the Daikon animation and with Dragon Ball Z and with Evangelion.
Yeah.
But you don't want to put it in an A tier with Cowboy Bebop, with Outlaw Star, with Nadesco, Code Geass, Trigun, and Tenchi Muyo.
It's so out there. But
You think it's better than all of those anime, but you can't come up with a reason why it should be in the S tier with all the anime that legitimately did something to put some lasting change, did something that advanced the medium and the subculture.
All right.
But you don't want to put it. You don't want to put it in the same tier as Cowboy Bebop. As Cowboy Bebop.
I'm still trying to
Outlaw Star.
Still trying to get Cowboy Bebop on this, but all right. Phoenix Stark Angel, thank you so much for the follow. Okay, we're gonna move on. I know.
You're seriously skipping this one? The A tier's not good enough for it.
Like, it is a damn good anime series. So
is Area 88. So is Black Lagoon, Genshiken, FMP Fumofu.
All right, we're gonna put it in A tier.
That's what I'm saying.
So, next up, we're gonna do 2 more each, and that's it. And we're gonna wrap things up. But But no, we are gonna in the future gonna sit down and watch the Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
It's on the list. I'm not.
I know it's on the list.
This isn't an indictment on the anime.
I know.
I'm just trying to keep some integrity to our list, so it's not
Okay.
just random. So it's just not just a list of.
I'm thankful for this because you're like the counter.
We think is bad.
Like the counter to my weight. Yeah.
I'm trying to establish some meaning to these tiers rather than the S tier is just all the anime they think is really good, and the F tier is all the you understand? Like the B tier is like, oh yeah, it's a good anime, but I'm not gonna put it up there with some of the classics of the medium, and I'm definitely not gonna put it up there with anime that legitimately changed something, anime that legitimately introduced a new paradigm, anime that was the debut of some director or something that would go on to do something excellent or have a habitually create masterpieces. Like I'm not gonna do that for every anime.
Okay.
Even stuff that's really good, like Outlaw Star, like Nadesco. Nadesco is my #1 favorite anime, and it's not even up in the S tier because I can't say that it changed anything.
All right. Well, moving on. What's your next anime take? Your last one or two.
I have no idea. Let me check.
Like you can even throw in something in there to even add to the list in other areas. Because we were trying to like beef up the other ones, but I'm like, again, it's like it's not that we go out of our way to watch bad anime series. It's like the surprise basically. You watch it, then it's like, oh wow, it's bad.
Yeah, when I encounter a bad anime, I either drop it immediately, so I don't actually get a real feel for it, or I'll as is the case for something like Build Fighters Try, is I'll watch like more than half of it and decide this is kind of ass.
all right.
I'm going to. Okay. All right. Okay. So we just battled about Edge Runners. We might battle about this one. I don't even know that I want to put it up this high, but I want to see where this conversation goes.
All right, what's the anime?
You know what? Never mind. No, I'm not gonna do that anime. I'm not gonna do that anime in here. I might do that at some later.
So, which one are we doing?
actually, you know what? Yeah. No, let's battle about it.
All right, what's up?
You tell me why School Days shouldn't be an S tier anime.
All right, what's your reasoning? I need to hear your reason. I need to hear your logic.
So it put the yandere archetype on the map. Was anyone really talking about yandere before School Days? At least at scale.
So at scale?
At scale.
Everything comes back to School Days. Because the popular yandere characters are like fucking, one of it's that white hair, boring worlds where concept of dirt jokes doesn't exist. And the other one where fucking, when they cry, fucking hell. Or Future Diary, but... When did fucking School Days come out, the anime series?
School Days, the anime series, is mid-2000s?
2007. Okay. All right. the yandere the yandere genre, how it kind of
though based on a visual novel that was from 2002, if I'm not mistaken.
S tier though. Okay, what else is your other reasoning? Let's go. I want to hear you cook.
I mean, that's really most of it. It put the on the map. It's also
Well, you could do the same logic and apply that, freaking Future Diary put yandere on the, well, it went into fucking overdrive.
if we're gonna talk about which anime put yandere on the map, would Future Diary be around or as popular as far as yandere go if School Days didn't exist?
Well, you got When They Cry, and that, when did that come out? Well, because I know it was originally, what, light novel?
Visual novel.
Visual novel, and then they had an anime adaptation out there, which 2007. Shit. Which that's buttloads of fucking crazy in that series. Honestly, it's just fucking crazy all around. Jesus fucking Christ. It's interesting because it's like one specific, like the
It's also like a unique take on romance anime in particular.
Oh, because the guy's basically an asshole, right?
Well, the main character is irredeemable. Like there really is only one good character in the whole anime. She gets fucked over repeatedly. Like it's a really unique dark take on a lot of paradigms that were really common among romance anime at the.
Well, you can make a take where it's like more a psychological aspect of it, because it's a psychological anime series basically. Because it's like you got the guy that kind of fucks around with everyone, and then you got like the yandere.
I mean, you could say it's psychological in that, yeah, you witness someone's psychological breakdown, but doesn't really explore that beyond really just it doesn't really explore what's going on in her head beyond you just seeing her deterioration. So I don't know that I'd call it a psychological anime. It's definitely dark. It's definitely violent. It's definitely a lot more graphic than
What's
some
that?
of what was going on at the time, particularly in romance anime.
What's that anime movie that you were telling me about? Now, Here and There. Okay.
Now and then, here and there.
Yeah, darker than that, or
No, not as dark as that. Now and then, here and there is definitely a darker series, but that's also in a completely different. Like that's in a genre that, on some level, there's a way where you kind of expect that genre to be dark. School Days starts out like basically any high school romance anime, and then it becomes School Days over the course of several episodes. And I mean, this is all just talking about how it's really good at what it did, other than doing like the kind of genre bending while still staying squarely within that genre. Other than that, that's just talking about. Other than that, we're just talking about how good it did what it did, which is why I'm asking you to tell me why it shouldn't be S tier. Because honestly, I'm looking for a reason not to put it in S tier, and I don't know that I can find one.
well, you said it was like the start of like it was like the start of like the
it put yandere on the map. For
what about Elfen Lied?
Often, I don't know that I'd say that's yandere, because
you got the main
the whole conceit of yandere is crazy in love.
Okay, all right. Because I don't feel comfortable putting it in S tier. High A, yeah, but it's like toxic relationships be damned, yeah. Like it's something different from the usual tropes of like a romantic comedy in high school, but now this is like, no, the dude kind of fucks over everyone, one more ways than one, and he fucking was like, dude has a bad ending arc regardless.
Oh yeah, and so because of that, and because it went in the direction it went, and because that was not contemporary for romance anime at the time.
Hold on here. Like, people are gonna be saying Future Diary is gonna outrank that shit if you're just doing with the end. The Andre because I understand, yeah, she's crazy, but again,
No, I would battle anyone who tells me Future Diary is a better yandere anime than School Days. I'll battle anyone on that. That's the hill I would die on. Gasai is like not a bad character, man. But in terms of yandere, give me a break.
It's just I'm like looking at that. I'm also looking at that When They Cry because they both released at the same time, basically 2007. God, hold on. Okay. Yeah, that is true. When They Cry is pieced together the plot, while School Days kind of just gets deeper down the fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah. So, because here's the thing, I don't want to put something in an A tier that actually did introduce a new paradigm. Unless we're going to say that the paradigm it introduced just isn't important.
Okay, so you're saying it introduced the yandere.
And maybe this is just me, but the yandere paradigm is important.
So When They Cry then?
I don't know that did that. Well, I don't know. First of all, I don't know that lies in the same overall genre as School Days, and I think that the genre aspect is very important in terms of if we're gonna determine like the importance of yandere as a paradigm.
I feel like I need
all the best yandere characters are from romance anime.
Well, yeah,
because it's the point.
It's the point of romance. Yeah, it's a point of a romance anime. Okay, was it good? Okay, was it good to watch up until the ending? Like, or was the ending the most okay? I understand the ending is the key most memorable part. Is the anime being carried by the ending, or is the anime being carried by everything involved with it?
The anime is it's very seriously everything leading up to the you can't just like you can't read a synopsis of School Days and then watch the last episode and really get anything out of it. You need to watch the entire thing because it's the entire sequence of events all going down one after the other that make up exactly what happens in the end, because you're basically watching the psychological deterioration of one girl and the entire surrounding environment and all the people around her and her asshole boyfriend. You're watching all that play out.
It sounds like what
happens.
It sounds like Berserk with a few extra steps in a different genre.
Like you really. People saying that it's carried by the ending, or either they haven't watched it or they don't really actually appreciate what's going on. Because it's like I used to have on my blog. One year I'd gone through and just episodically posted my thoughts on each episode of School Days because I watched them daily, one after the other. And if you read through that, you could probably like recognize my own psychological deterioration, getting more and more upset and angry seeing the events of this anime play out, because it's not a pleasant anime to watch. Any anime that can piss me off as much as School Days does, it's a good it's at least an A tier. I'm trying to figure out whether or not it's an S tier.
Again, if the whole dynamic of the yandere thing that you're saying it starts, I mean, it might have. This is the one thing I don't agree with it being S tier. I'm happy to give it an A tier, a high A comfortably. Like you said, it is a down the rabbit hole experience of like one fucked up decision after a fucking another, which eventually leads up to the ending. It's based on a fucking what, dating sim or light novel?
It's based off on a dating sim, a visual novel, basically.
Okay, but it's just I'll give it an A, definitely. A comfortable. I just feel like
we're acknowledging that it changed the paradigm of yandere and brought it to a wider audience, but that's just not quite as important.
I'm
not battling on you. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure out where we stand. So I'm perfectly fine saying that. Again, the reason I asked the question is because I do recognize that it changed the paradigm.
Yeah.
I also don't know if the paradigm that it changed was as important as what Build Fighters did or what Amagami SS did. I don't know that it's that important. Which I'm fine saying. I'm fine saying it as a yandere guy.
Yeah. Which you've seen, fucking, When They Cry, School Days.
I've seen School Days.
Future Diary. Fucking crazy.
Even Amagami SS had a yandere character in it.
Yeah. I've
seen Yosugu no Sora.
I think it had an impact, but it wasn't. I'll give you points in the dark, toxic relationship. I don't know.
I think it's an important series to watch. I just don't necessarily know if it belongs in really the same category as
I'm thinking. I don't think so. I think it's just A tier because again, it's like when you're putting it up against those categories, this thing better be fucking bringing in some guns.
And like, so this is also partially we're trying to establish what exactly the S tier is. So we've established that it's stuff that
so great that it changed. Yeah,
but not necessarily that it's so great that it introduced a new paradigm or change, but something that we can look at and say, yeah, this was the start of this paradigm, or this introduced a new way of doing things. But then it also has to meet a certain level of quality. And the thing that it changed has to be a certain level of importance.
Yeah, the quality. I want to keep it at A tier.
Yeah, I'm 100% fine with that.
I want to keep it at A tier because I will give you points on a few things, but I'm not comfortable putting it in S.
Yeah.
Okay, that was interesting. I love it when we do this. We just logically we just duke it out, Yeah,
because I'm trying to establish these tiers. So it's not just the S tier is what these guys really like, and the A tier is what these guys like a little bit because so here's the thing. It's like you'll go to a lot of people who try to put anime in a tier list, and that's basically it. The S tier is the anime that they really like, and the A tier is anime that they like a little bit less. Whereas, quality-wise, there's quite a few things in the A tier that are better, at least in my opinion, and guaranteed in your opinion, than some of the stuff in the S tier. Like there's just better anime in the A tier. There's just some better anime in the A tier than there are in the S tier. But The
Yeah,
S tier stuff is more important as far as the medium goes.
Aqua said, too bad I can't watch School Days. I would not even consider School Days to be a romance given how it ended. It's really a drama category, specifically the subgenre of tragedy.
I would still squarely put it in as the romance genre. I don't see any reason why
Like a toxic romance genre. Romance but toxic. Wow, that was really good. Okay. This is the last one, right, from each of us? Last one we're gonna throw in the pot.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
it should be the last one.
God damn it! I want to put this in A tier. Well, I want to put this in A tier. Yeah, okay. I'm learning.
Okay.
Or I could put the other one. And it's gonna be a lower tier though. You know what? Fuck. La 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 la. You know what? Fucking, I'm putting it in a fucking A tier. Hellsing Ultimate.
Hellsing Ultimate.
Yep. Basically fixed everything that was wrong with the original anime, which kind of went off the fucking rails. Well, Hellsing Ultimate retained basically. We're going to be more of the manga,
right,
and be accurate. And it was real. It was like, holy fuck balls. Like they turned it up to a fucking 11. Damn good series. Fixed all the issues of the previous Hellsing. Like because we got the original Hellsing series, and then we got the Ultimate series, which basically fixed what the first one did. We're like, no, we're the more accurate one, and we're better. God, and the Abridged series is so fucking amazing too. So yeah, Hellsing Ultimate. I squarely put it in A tier.
All right, give me a genre from the last one, and I'll pick something from that genre.
You know what? Let's go with Samurai.
Damn, you picked the one
No,
genre I've watched like 2 anime in.
All right. Horror.
I don't know that I can speak for
horror.
Pick the one genre.
Yeah, Jesus fucking
like
Christ.
Anime in.
Fucking hell. Slice of Life. There we go. Come on.
Slice of Life. Let's see.
Slice of Life. Let's go.
You picked the one anime that I've watched like 17,000 anime.
I either pick the ones you rarely watch or the ones you watch so much you're like, fuck, it's like I'm in a sea of them at this point. Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ. It's kind of interesting too because I'm thinking about putting a hentai thing on there, but it's like it's S tier for a very weird reason. Because every time you think of hentai, you think of this.
Well, now I was curious. Now I have an idea what which specific one you're talking about.
Yeah, I think. Well, are we thinking it starts with a B?
Yeah.
We're exact same. Yeah, again, this podcast is 18 plus, so we're going to be talking about things like anime gaming, but also more the illicit side of things too. So hentai is on the table.
Explicit. Illicit means illegal.
Oh, I'm sorry. 18 plus. 18 plus. English, motherfucker.
All right, give me a number between 1 and 3.
2.
Lucky Star.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go. All right.
Lucky Star. I would put in the A tier.
All right.
It's not the first of its genre, but it is one of the best.
All right.
It's not the first, like that specific, like 4 to 6 girls in a high school setting talking genre. It's not the first of its genre, but it's one of the best.
Yeah, no. Okay, I hadn't heard Lucky Star in a fucking long time. Chanbara. All right, that is going to be it for the list here. We've added some new things. Next episode, it's going to be interesting here. I'm going to throw out a few curveballs here, but I think we got a solid list that's growing right now. A lot of A tier stuff. My God. But we did
watch a lot of good anime. What can we say?
We did add in 2 S tier stuff to the list, so But I'm gonna
As
have
it should be. There shouldn't be a whole lot of S tier stuff.
Yeah.
Unless we're just gonna list every important anime.
But other than that, though, but yeah, I think we're gonna wrap things up. If you guys have any questions, please put them down in the chat box, and we'll happily answer them. Do know that this podcast, we got a little weird with the timing. I do agree with that. But my aim is to do this bi-weekly on Saturdays. So on Saturdays from now on, it's not going to be at midnight. We're going to, I want to start it off with the podcast first. And then after that, we'll just dive into the gaming and all that dandy stuff. So, but overall, I'm really happy about this. It's also going to be posted up on YouTube immediately. Not immediately. Next week, it'll be posted up on YouTube. And if you remember, it'll be. I'll try to make it available sooner. But other than that, if anyone have any questions, please post down. Also, Anubis, get your links ready. Post down in the chats of your stuff. For those
And bye.
But yeah, it's it's funny because Anubis here originally was a podcaster. He had his own podcast for how long?
For the better part of 10 years. I think almost 10 years.
Yeah, and now I'm diving my hat into podcasting, and he's now my co-host. So
just when I think I'm out, they can just drag me back
I know.
in.
I'm like, it's like you thought you were out. No, you're in, motherfucker. I also want to order Chinese food too, so which is gonna be awesome because I want Chinese. Ooh.
So like yesterday, that was Saturday. I released, or at least the first comic that I'm working with one of my old co-hosts from my old podcast, VZ Mark II. Is also the first volume of my light novel that's at read.kieranpressmagazine.com. And I also released the first of 4. It's 2 EPs and 2 albums. I released the first EP yesterday called Warning. That's by Utami Hasegawa. That's utamirecords.com. You can find that.
All right, nice. Don't forget Dump Kick too. Aqua post. This might be a dumb question, but does Gundam Build Fighters TriStar a female protagonist?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And she started out with an excellent mecha design, and they gave her a
Doo-doo.
garbage.
Yeah, yeah, it was shit.
Absolute garbage. As opposed to, like, there's also there's a female side character in Build Fighters Try who is honestly one of the best characters in the entire franchise, and they do her dirty by making her her entire gimmick is that she's obsessed with one of the worst mecha designs in the original Gundam anime.
Man. Also, Aqua said, congrats on Anubis for being back to podcasting and for publishing your the book.
Thank you.
All right, and for those who don't know, I am the Geeky Panda, your title degenerate weeb. I do have a YouTube channel, which this episode will be posted up on there, so if you miss out on today's podcast, don't worry. I'll be posting it up this upcoming weekend. It is a bi-weekly podcast, so every time we don't have a podcast for the week, the episode of the last one we recorded will be posted up. Other than that, make sure you guys check out my YouTube channel. I got a lot of content on there, and stay tuned. I will be streaming soon tonight. I need to eat some food first. Very important. But other than that, folks, thank you all so much for being here. You guys have been excellent out there, and keep being awesome out there. Above all else, Anubis, any last words?
No, gentlemen.
All right, we're done. Fucking close it. Shut down. No. Thank you all so much for coming in. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend out there. This is Geeky Panda here with Time Force Anubis. We're out. Stay geeky, my friends.